The rain will be arriving as we go through the overnight hours for tonight. In fact, it will really kind of impact you differently depending on your location or time for tomorrow. So let's start off with when we're going to see the rain. We're likely going to have to wait until we get closer to midnight for tonight. You can see picking up Futurecast at 7 p.m. Still dry for much of LA County, the Inland Empire and Orange County. But if you look back toward Ventura County, we're starting to get a couple of showers here. Some of the heavier rainfall will likely arrive right as we get closer to 10 p.m. And you can see we've got yellows and oranges in here, an indication of some pretty heavy rainfall associated with this front that's going to be working its way from west to east across the region. So let's go to our next time step here. We're going to pause just after midnight. This is 1 a.m. and this is where we're seeing some of the heaviest rain around LA County. But notice out ahead of it, really not a ton of activity, and behind it, also not a ton of activity. So it's really this band of rain working its way across the region as we go through the overnight hours and into tomorrow morning. So by 6 a.m., still looking at some pretty good showers across portions of the IE, but look at how quickly everything starts to break up going through the remainder of the day. And by 2 p.m., we're actually looking at some breaks in the clouds. We may get some pockets of sunshine out there. So depending on where you are and depending on the time of day, that'll really have an impact on what you're going to be seeing from this weather system. So for Ventura County, the heaviest rain is all happening really before midnight. So by the morning commute for tomorrow, probably just some wet roads, but nothing too crazy. You may not even need an umbrella heading out the door. For LA County and Orange counties, the heaviest rain will be just after midnight. But again, I think most of this will be done by the morning commute. So you may have some wet roads, you may have some ponding on the roads, but again, you might actually be able to get out without an umbrella. The Inland Empire, though, that's where we'll be watching for the heaviest rain to happen during the start of the morning commute. But if your commute is actually later in the morning, you may not encounter all that much with the way of some heavy rainfall. You may get some lighter showers, but the roads will definitely be wet tomorrow morning across the IE. And this is not the only round of rainfall. We've got more on the way as we get into the start of next week. Long range Futurecast starting right around Saturday afternoon, evening. Plenty of clouds for Saturday, but dry. I think most of Sunday should be dry as well. And then this weather system will be pushing a lot of rain and even snow into California. And this is looking like a more impactful system, producing more rainfall than we're looking at through the overnight hours for tonight. It'll continue into Tuesday, and it could potentially continue past Tuesday. It's something we've got our eye on for next week. We're going to continue to update you on the forecast as we get closer. Let me show you what this all looks like, though, on the 7-day forecast. We'll start you at the base on top coastline down below. The rain in there for tomorrow, that's done all during the morning hours. By the afternoon, we're essentially dry. I think for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, it's dry. Sunday, right now, leaning in the dry direction, but heavier rain on the way as we get into President's Day and into Lunar New Year. Here's what it looks like for the valleys on top, i.e. forecast down below. Early showers for tomorrow, dry the rest of the day, dry for a couple of days, and then heavier rain coming our way as we get into the start of next week. Here's how it looks for the high desert on top, low desert forecast down below. Pretty windy for parts of the high desert tonight. That should wrap up tomorrow as well. Dry for a couple of days, and then rain showers coming for the desert locations as we get into the start of next week. And for the mountains, very high snow level with this system, so mainly rain for tonight. Then dry for a couple of days. Then we get a chance of some rain and snow coming to the mountains as we get into the start of next week.